Hey guys, it's Rach. Welcome back to the Rachel Hollis podcast and a little Sunday. I almost called it a Sunday sermon, but honestly, it's just a little something to pump you up before you head into this busy week. And I'd love to focus in on those of you who feel like you are being called to something new. You feel like you are being called to make change, to grow, to evolve, to lean into your potential, but simultaneously, you're worried about what other people will think of that. You're worried about your partner, your in-laws, your parents, the people who don't have your vision and can't really get what it is you're trying to do. And so if you're anything like I was back in the past, you will obsess over how, and you will talk yourself out of the dream because you're so worried about how you could possibly pull it off in a way that will feel most comfortable to everybody else. So I'm jumping in here today to tell you that you won't and you can't. You cannot possibly pursue this thing that's on your heart and do so without upsetting anybody else in the process. Because chances are, if you felt the need to listen to this episode, it means that you already have people in your life that you're worried about not supporting you. So let's talk about it. Let's start right here. You are allowed to change. In fact, I think you're called to change. I think it is the point of being here on this planet. It is a gift from something divine. Now, what you decide to do with it is up to you. But the opportunity and the potential to become something more than you are today, never forget that that is a gift. You were never meant to stay the same person forever. It's literally in your DNA to change. Look at nature. Literally nothing stays the same. Things are constantly growing or they are dying, but nothing remains in stasis. Seasons change, flowers bloom, even the ocean waves never look exactly the same from one second to the next. You are no different. You were designed for transformation, for movement, for stepping into new versions of yourself. What is it like? Every 8 years, every single cell in our body changes over. So your body at the most basic cellular level is constantly changing. Why wouldn't you be too? In fact, don't be afraid of people judging you because you're changing. Be afraid of looking back and realizing that you are the same person that you were 5 years ago. This version of you right now is not meant to be your final version. Babe, look at the last 10 years or 15 or 20. Look back decades of your life. Choose any decade in the past and think about how far you've come. Think about how different you are now than when you were 16 or when you were 32 or based on whatever age you are, because I know we have some teenagers who listen. Choose any number that feels relevant to you. Think of how different you are now than you were then. And then let's just be real. If you have changed that much, not once, but probably many times in your life, why on earth do you think this is the final version of you? Of course it's not. I hope to goodness that the woman I am at 80, she can have compassion for who she was at 42, but we are completely different. Because I like to think that everything I'm doing as a 42-year-old is in pursuit of this awesome 80-year-old I am trying to become someday. If you feel yourself evolving, that is a good thing. That is what you are meant to do. So stop feeling guilty for wanting something more for your life. The desire was placed on your heart on purpose. In fact, because it was placed there on purpose, I have a hard time believing that any of us would naturally feel guilty about wanting to change if it weren't for the other people in our lives who want us to stay the same. Because let's be real, if someone else in our life is stuck If they're not willing to change, if they don't want to do the hard work, if they're too scared, they don't want you to do it. They don't want you to hold up a mirror to their life and show them all the things they could be doing but aren't. We want people to stay in the mess with us. We want people to stay the same with us. When someone starts to surpass our life, it's a challenge. Whether you say it overtly or not, you are challenging other people in your life because you are making change. But that is not your job. It is not your job to bring them along with you. Unless they're your kids. This is the only exception I make to this rule. Everybody else in your life is responsible for themselves. And ultimately, your children, once they're grown adults, they are responsible for themselves. It is not your job to chain yourself to other people and flap your wings as hard as you can so that you can bring everybody up. That's not what you're meant to do. What you're meant to do is spread your wings and soar, to raise to new heights and new elevations. And when you are at that level, you are better able, you are stronger, you have more resources to turn around and pull other people up with you because you know what to do. But if you're on the way up, it's not going to help you. It's not going to give you strength to try and force them to make the journey too. If you want to change other people in your life, change yourself. If you want to change other people, the only option is to change yourself. People do not change because they are forced. They do not change because there are ultimatums. They might make situational change. They might make temporary change, but people will not permanently change their life unless they want it for themselves. And you know how you help them to want it for themselves? You set an example. You show what it looks like when someone keeps working at the dream, when someone keeps showing up, when someone keeps growing, when someone keeps learning, when someone gets knocked down and stands back up and goes again. That's how you help your little sister. That's how you help your mama. That's how you help your wife. That's how you help your bestie. That's how you help your brother. You show them what is possible. You don't try and cajole them. You don't try and force them. You do your own thing. You stand in your own power. You keep showing up. And then if they have it in them and they want to make change, they will look at you as their inspiration for how. I want to make sure that you understand this. That decision to change yourself, that's leadership. That's you leading yourself. And then energetically, you end up leading others. But let's make this like super meta. In that situation, you are also being led. You are leading yourself, you are leading others, and you are being led. Because here's the thing about me. I think that everybody gets to believe in whatever they want to believe in. But I believe in something bigger. I believe in God. I believe in source. I believe in universe. I believe in whatever you want to call it. But I believe there's something greater out there that guides us and loves us and takes care of us and gives us knowledge and wisdom and helps us along the way. That's what I believe. And because I believe that, I think that we are always being led even when we don't see the whole path. So many people will resist the call to change because they cannot see the full picture. But if you are being guided by God, by universe, by something greater than yourself, you are rarely going to see the whole picture because what is in store for you is greater than something you could even imagine. So if you feel that still small voice inside of you whispering, this isn't it anymore. This is not who you are. There is something more here. There is something better here. Listen to that voice. If you feel like you keep trying to pursue a certain path and every door is slamming shut in your face, no matter how hard you try, trust that new ones are going to open. Trust that you are being guided away from what is not meant for you. I tell my kids this all the time, babe, what is meant for you will never pass you by. If you are trying to force something to happen, you are not flowing with the divine. It doesn't mean that you don't set a goal and you don't move in the direction of the goal that you want, because I believe we can achieve anything if we stay focused, if we work hard, if we put energy into it, if we get smarter along the way, if we deal in reality and figure out what we need to fix, if we pay attention to our blind spots, if we're open and honest, I believe we can achieve anything. But I also believe there's a way of flowing with the energy, not forcing it, but flowing. And the way that you flow is that you listen. When the universe slams a door in your face and then slams another one and slams another one, it's not telling you no to the goal. It's telling you no to the path. There are 100 different paths to get where you want to go. So listen to that voice. Pay attention when the door slams shut. Be aware when the window opens and you can climb through that way. If you are scared to let go, remember that what is ahead of you is greater than what you are leaving behind. Hold some faith for the fact that you are not walking this path alone. So many people are trying to make change. People you know, but they don't talk about it. People in your community, people online. Hundreds of thousands of people a week listen to this podcast. So I have to know that at least that many people are actively trying to help themselves become a better version of themselves. We are out here. You are not alone in this journey. So feel encouraged in the fact there are a whole lot of people in the world who are trying to evolve right now. You are part of a really sacred and special club. And it doesn't mean that it's always easy to be a member, but I promise the perks of this membership are getting better and better. Last thing I want to say on this is, so often people will call into the podcast hotline, or they stop me on the street, or they come up to me at the airport, and people straight up say it now. They used to kind of beat around the bush, and now they will just straight up say it. They're like, I need permission. I need you to tell me that I can do it. I need you to tell me that I'm allowed. I need you to tell me to go for it. And I wish that we didn't need that so much, but you know what? I absolutely know what it feels like to wish that a voice of authority would just come down and be like, you got it, go for it. So just in case you need that today, I'll be it. Stop waiting for permission to change. Stop waiting for permission from your family, from society, from the people around you. The only permission you need, it's already inside of you. You are meant to change. You are destined for something more. You have the potential for a better life than the one that you are living. And the beauty and uniqueness of us as human beings is that your version of success, your version of bigger and better, looks totally different than mine, looks totally different than hers, looks totally different than theirs. The possibilities are endless. I don't care how you change. I don't care how you evolve. I don't care how you hope to make your life better. I just hope that you do. This staying stuck and staying uncertain and not knowing how to move forward, it is robbing so many people of a joy for life that is your birthright. If you're scared, that's normal. Be scared and change anyway. So here's my challenge for you this week. Do one thing. Just one small thing that aligns with the version of you that you're becoming. Nobody else even has to know that you do this. But what is some small thing that you can do that reinforces to yourself the vision? Let's just start there. Let's start there with the knowledge that you are allowed to change and that you are called to change and that you are going to change. We'll be back tomorrow with more conversation. Make sure you are subscribed so you never miss an episode. We post Monday through Friday. We're so glad that you're part of our community. Until next time, as always, I love you and I'm rooting for you.